I think fail is probably a little more harsh than I would make it. We're not doing a good job of it, and that is so obvious. The frustration that people express so consistently, and the fact that the city government is this topic of conversation and a topic of anxiety is just, I mean, that's so sad, and I think does reflect the fact that we've also got a group of people who are working as hard as they can, and I think trying very, very hard to be effective in doing it, but we're not communicating it at all. And I do agree that that's something that needs to take on some priorities. There are a couple of things, and they're very, very practical, I think doable. One of them, to start with, is that at the minimum, and this was something that was noted in the benchmark study, and I think that was done, what, in 2002? I mean, it's just amazing that it's still an issue, and that is our website. I mean, it is just woefully inadequate. It's ancient. It doesn't work. It's not accessible. People can't find what they need. They need to be able to find it quickly and clearly, and that just ain't happening. I think the other is, and it ties a little bit to that website, we need to have the information easily accessible. What's going on at a city council meeting? There are some things that can happen. One, every council member should have a lavalier mic. I mean, it's just crazy that we can't sometimes in a city council meeting or on a taping of a council meeting, we can't hear everybody, and that we play sort of a mechanical, electronic confusion game. So everybody needs a microphone that works. I think it would be nice if it's a study session that people could see one another. There are some meeting techniques that could really, I think, just make it clearer. For example, as soon as a council is going to consider an issue, the council meeting, the mayor or the person convening it needs to say what the issue is clearly in words, not just the printed whack words, but clearly stating what the issue is when it's concluded. You do the trainer's rule of 3. This is what the issue was. This is the conversation we had. This is the decision. Those 3 statements after every decision, and have those 3 sentences up on the web the next morning. I know there's a 48-hour rule. I don't know. I think it's a rule. It's a procedure. That's the expectation. We're now in the position of always waiting for approved minutes. This is just a reporting out of what happened at the meeting, not the official document. People need that quickly, and they need to be able to see it. I think we do need to make sure that our agendas, when they're published for those meetings, are annotated so people know what the topics are about. And those are mechanics, but they can be done without expense. Well, not the website. I know that's an expensive project to undertake. It's a compelling need right now.
I think that our communication could improve, and I would agree with our mayor that we can make some differences. I have been following the code change process that the city's been involved in and been very active in making comments, especially the agriculture code changes. It's been advertised as an update, but in fact, there are numerous language changes. There's introductions and removals that are affecting existing policies and actually have some conflicts with our comprehensive plan. And most of the citizens aren't aware that this is happening, that it has a direct impact on your property rights. And this message should be getting out to the folks, not at the end of the process, but at the beginning. And I think they're starting to understand this, especially with the SMP process. They are realizing now that the council is working with the Planning Commission. But I would propose that when large projects come forward like this that involve property rights, that involve the citizens of Bainbridge, that we actively, as a council, give more direction and have a way to create a process that provides for a greater review of a project like SMP or code changes before it finally gets through the other process, so that it's actually being directed by elected officials who are representing citizens, and the product doesn't have to be all taken apart at the end.